in a quiet town where the smoke from firewood curled into the air before the rooster ever crowed, there lived a woman named AJOKE. She wasn't just another face in the market. No, she was unforgettable. Her body was full, her presence commanding, and across her cheeks ran bold tribal marks like rivers etched by history itself. When she moved, her wrapper swayed with purpose, and her eyes, those eyes carried stories that most people would never dare to speak aloud. Her kitchen wasn't grand, it wasn't tiled, it wasn't painted, it wasn't even enclosed. Just a wooden stall beside a stubborn old almond tree, 2 blackened pots that never went cold, and 3 benches for weary customers. But if you ever tasted her food, my God, 1 spoonful could silence the loudest gossip, soothe a grieving man, or bring peace to a quarreling couple. Her meals didn't just fill stomachs, they healed souls. AJOKE became the heartbeat of the market. Students, mechanics, nurses, barren women desperate for hope, all came to her, and she never turned anyone away. If you had money, good. If not, she would smile and say, return it with kindness, not cash. Widowed young, raising 2 daughters in Lagos, with no husband, no siblings, no one to call her dear, AJOKE leaned on the town as her family. And yet, that very same town watched her downfall in silence. It began with whispers. Other vendors, muttering that her food was too good, that no woman's stew could taste that sweet without dark secrets buried beneath the pot. Madame Tinuola, rich, flashy, and loud, led the charge. She laughed when AJOKE's name was scratched off the government's support list. She hissed when AJOKE was chosen for the chairman's food contract instead of her and the others. They stayed quiet. They watched. Because when a woman is too loved, she becomes too dangerous. Strange things began to happen. AJOKE's water drum leaked for no reason. Her firewood snapped like brittle bones. Flies swarmed only her stall. Her food spoiled before noon. Still, she kept cooking. She whispered prayers into her pot as she stirred, begging heaven to remember her, begging that her name would never be used as a warning. But heaven was silent. Evil was already knocking. Then came the Tuesday that changed everything. By sunrise, AJOKE's firewood was crackling, her stew bubbling, the smell of onions and peppers spreading down the street. A line formed before 7 a.m., stretching past the palm wine cellar. Everyone wanted her food, even the pregnant woman who could eat nothing else, even the teacher who begged her to save fish for break time. She cooked in silence that morning, blessing each bowl with the brush of her hand. But across the road, Madame Tinuola seethed. Her stall was empty, her music useless, her shiny spoons still. By mid-morning, she whistled sharply, summoning for women. They vanished into the back of her shop, and that afternoon, the whispers turned venomous. AJOKE is using charms. They said her stew carried spirits, her pot was black with secrets, her spoon cursed barren women with twins. They even claimed she buried something evil beneath her stall. That night, 7 women gathered in Mama Bizula's backyard, not as gossipers but as judges. Tinuola, Mama Felicia, Irisi Lola, Alhayatoyon, Mama Yamisi. Together, they decided AJOKE had to go, and from then her life unraveled. Her water vanished, salt turned to sand. Loyal customers fell sick and accused her of poisoning. People avoided her stall. Children whispered Mad Mama stew. Still, she cooked. But her fire dimmed. Until the day came when men in shiny boots stormed her stall, pretending to be officials. They tore her pots apart, found a wrapped item in her stew, and screamed, "Charm!" The crowd roared. Phones came out. Nobody listened to her cries. Without trial, without pity, AJOKE was banned. Her stall demolished. Her pot rolled into the gutter. And the town, her town, watched in silence. At home, she cooked under a crooked canopy, but the joy was gone. People looked away, except Baba, the half-blind firewood seller who left her wood for free. Even then, the wood refused to burn. That night, for the first time, AJOKE broke. Her sobs shook the walls. Days later, her enemies came again. This time, not with whispers but with fire. In the dead of night, shadows crept behind her house. Kerosene, a bottle, flames. Her shed exploded. She screamed for help, begged her neighbors, the very ones she once fed for free. But no one came. Not one. A burning plank pinned her leg. As she choked in the smoke, tears streaming, she cried not from pain, but betrayal. "I gave this town everything, and you gave me silence." Her last words were a promise. "You will eat from me again. But this time, you will swallow your shame with stew." And then she died. But death was not the end. Months later, in the belly of Lagos, a strange stall appeared. No one built it, yet it stood firm beneath a crooked mango tree. Behind it, a woman cooked in silence, no tribal marks, just soft eyes and a calm smile. People called her Mama Night Food. She opened at 7:30 sharp, vanished by 10:30. No firewood, no helpers, just her and her pot. And her rule was simple. If you were innocent, you ate in peace. If you were guilty, the food would finish you. One by one, those who betrayed AJOKE found their way to her stall. A trader, a tailor, a mother. They ate. They remembered the screams. They ignored the flames. They watched, and then they vanished, mysteriously, quietly, their guilt devouring them from the inside. Even her own daughter, Sime, one night stumbled upon the stall. She froze. Her spirit whispered, "Mommy," but her mind refused it. Her mother had died years ago. Right, the truth. The dead don't always stay buried. Sometimes, betrayal cooks in silence, and when it is ready, it is served hot, one plate at a time. So, I'll leave you with this. The next time you sit at a roadside food stall late at night, ask yourself, whose hands cooked this stew, and what story hides inside the pot? If AJOKE's tale shook you to your core, hit that like button, drop a comment, never let envy win, and share this with someone who loves African stories. Because remember, not every meal is just food. Some carry spirits, and some carry vengeance.